HBCUs are standing up. And I got to give it to Southern University's women's basketball team because the Jaguars just made history. For the first time ever, guys. For the first time ever. Southern wins a NCAA game, taking down UC San Diego. The final score of that game was 68. Jaguars, 56 San Diego. Guys, this was a fire game. The game happened in UCLA, so there wasn't that many Southern fans in the crowd because Southern is in Louisiana, so that was a bummer that I was like, oh man, like that's kind of bummery that the fans weren't able to make that trip. Not as many of the fans were able to make that trip. However, only 4 teams have ever won a game in the NCAA when it comes to the tournament. 4 HBCUs ever. You got Cheney, you got Howard, you got South Carolina State, and now you have Southern. I believe going into yesterday's game, Southern was 0 for 6 in the NCAA tournament. They had made it to the NCAA tournament 6 times, couldn't win a game, but this time was special. And it's letting everybody stand up and take notice about what the SWAC can do.
It means the world to us. We work for this. Since the summer we've been working. This is what we do, this program. Our coaches, they believe in us. They never put doubt in us. They always talk us up, and we come out, we deliver for them.
Yeah, piggyback on tonight, it means a lot. And I really think the most important thing is shining light on HBCUs, the SWAC, just showing that we belong here and that we can compete with the best.
Not just Southern University, but the entire league. I mean, our league is a quality league. Last year we went and we beat Oklahoma at Oklahoma, and they ended up winning the Big 12. So we have some quality teams in this league and some quality coaches and play really good basketball. It's a tough league to win, and to win the regular season and to win the tournament is extremely hard. I mean, these young ladies have been working since June the 3rd, and with one goal in mind, and that was to win that conference regular season, win the tournament, and get to this point and win a game. So it's a historic night for us.
It was an historic night indeed. Southern came out the gate swinging, scoring bucket after bucket with amassing a massive 20-point lead at halftime thanks to Soniyah Reed. Y'all, Soniyah Reed played like she got shot out of a cannon early in this game. She was someone who, I think at one point, what was it like? She did like 2 or 3 3-pointers straight, like back to back to back in that first half. And I was like, oh my goodness. Soniyah Reed, you better do your thing. Or she came off the bench, guys. Huge, massive game. 19 points in the first half. She finished the game with 24 points. She was only in the game about 17 minutes in the entire game. And 24 points in 17 minutes. I say that's a pretty good day in the office. I'm just saying. 8 of 10 from the field. 3 of 4 from deep. Southern came into this game saying, you know what? Today is the day we make history. Today we are nah, no longer are we going to be 0-6 in the NCAA tournament. We're going to win this game. And it wasn't just Soniyah, though I will say, is there something in the water about the name either Soniyah or Samaya in women's basketball? Because y'all, it feels like there's a lot of players either named Soniyah or Samaya in women's college basketball. I'm just saying. It's just a random thing. There's a couple of them. I mean, I need to make a slideshow of all the Samayas and Soniyahs in women's college basketball. Anyway, Soniyah was fantastic in yesterday's game. And it wasn't just her, guys. It wasn't just her. Aniya Gourdine also did her thing. 17 points in this one. I believe 7 rebounds as well. Knocking down shots, taking care of the basketball, shooting the ball efficiently. And that's how they did it. They almost shot 50% from the field. They were 49% Southern. And in that first half, They were absolute killing. In the second half, they kind of, like they did a lot in that first half. And UC San Diego ended up rallying in the third quarter, cutting the lead to single digits. But Southern ended up clamping down on defense in the fourth and was like, you know what, we gonna win this game. They were not about to let this historic victory slip from their hands. Jaguars did their thing, shooting from the field, around 50%. They played some lockdown defense throughout this game, and ultimately, they sent the Tritons packing. Now, what's next for Southern? They had this one historic game. Again, the first ever victory for Southern. One of 4 HBCUs to ever win a game in the tournament. Now, when I say that, I am specifically talking about the women's basketball. Now, I am not talking about men's basketball. I am actually not sure how many HBCU men teams have won in the NCAA. But I do know that for the women, only 4 have won. And so I think that's pretty awesome. And I think that's something that we should stand up and celebrate. Next up for Southern, after winning this game, they have a showdown against the number 1 seed, number 1 overall seed as well, UCLA. So they play UCLA on Friday night, and this is a extremely tall task. And, yes, Southern had this massive victory. I'm not expecting them to actually win. I don't think anybody's expecting them to win against UCLA. That would be the upset of upsets if that actually happened. But, hey, Southern is rolling. They're doing their thing. They won 11 of their last 12 games, and they already made history. So why not make even more history? Am I anticipating they're going to win? No. But if they did, oh my goodness, that would be a story to tell. Corey Close was in the building checking out her competition for Friday. She was in the building yesterday watching the game. And just overall, fantastic game by Southern. I would say this was a really good game for UC San Diego. Their comeback, I thought, was significant. Now, also a thing to note is that I should have pulled it actually as a photo. Actually, I think I might. Because there was an awesome photo that I just thought was hilarious. So if y'all don't know, Tara Vanderveer, who is the famed coach from Stanford, she actually has a sister, right? And her sister is actually a coach as well. So her sister's name is Heidi Vanderveer, and Heidi is the head coach of UC San Diego. And I'm gonna just show this photo. I'm gonna just show this for y'all real quick. This was Tara Vanderveer yesterday. She went to the game, and of course, Tara Vanderveer is, even though she's no longer with Stanford, even though she retired, she is always rocking a Stanford shirt. She's always rocking it, y'all. Always. And she was watching her sister coach. And did y'all notice the hair is pretty similar? I'm just saying. That runs in the family, clearly. Like, Heidi does not have the bangs, but like the hair, the structure of the hair is basically the same. I thought that was kind of fun. I thought that was kind of fun. Anyway, guys, shout out to Southern. Fantastic game. Shout out to UC San Diego for making the NCAA tournament for the first time. Division I NCAA tournament for the first time. So, like, again, shout out to everybody in there. I thought this was just a great game. And overall, and to be honest with you guys, full transparency, before yesterday's game, I had not seen a game from Southern all year. And I'm regretting my decision on not watching Southern. Like, this year, really the only HBCU team I really watched was Norfolk State. And that was because of Diamond Johnson. I kept in touch about what teams were doing, but I didn't watch them because there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on. But now I'm like, man, I'm going to go back. I need to go back and look at some Southern games because I love the fight in this team. And yes, they got tired in that second half. But they put so much fight in that first half that I was just like, man, I have to watch this team. I got to go back and watch them. They were really great. So again, shout out to Southern. All right, next up, that was not the only game that happened yesterday. We also had Iowa State, who got the job done, advancing in a extremely narrow game against Princeton. The final score of this game was 68 Iowa State, 63 Princeton. This was a nail biter, a game where it felt like Princeton kind of was in the driver's seat in that first half. And then all of a sudden, Iowa State takes care of business. They rallied from 13 points down at halftime to ultimately win the game. It had everything. There was a lot of momentum swings, clutch performances, big shots, and as per usual for Iowa State, in an Iowa State win, in the second half, they got production from their two best players, Audi Crooks and Addy Brown. Now, if Iowa State ever really wants a chance, both of these players have to show up and show out. And yes, overall, Princeton was looking fan-freaking-tastic. This looked like a game that Iowa State was about to lose. Straight up looked like a game they were about to lose. But then, at halftime, it started to shift. The momentum started to shift, and it felt like Iowa State was actually like, you know what? I actually think we want to win. I actually think we want to win. And Audi Crooks was like, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Let me work. Addy Brown was like, okay, let me knock down some shots. Let me make some stuff happen. And they absolutely did. Okay? Because, yeah. Addy Brown ended up scoring 22 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. She was close to a triple-double in this game, right? She was close to it. Audi Crooks, when she gets the ball in good spacing, she can make stuff shake, and she did in that second half, ultimately finishing the game with 27 points for Audi Crooks. Now, her rebounding, it's amazing how sometimes her rebounding is like very, very low. Very, very low in terms of rebounding. She only had 3 rebounds in this game. But like overall, in terms of her points, she was making it happen in that second half. Because she was like, yeah, you know what? I'm not losing. Like, I understand that we played like crap. I understand that we were not looking like we were supposed to look. But nah, we're a better team than Princeton. There's no way we should be losing. And they finally got it together in South Bend, Indiana, in that second half, knocking down Princeton to ultimately advance. Now, also, something to note, guys, is that this was a significant game for Emily Ryan, because in this game she actually became the Big 12 assist leader, which I thought was kind of cool. So I wanted to mention that. Also, I do want to give a shout out to the head coach of Iowa State. His name is Bill Finley, and this man has now become the third winningest coach, the third winningest active D1 head coach. And so I thought that was kind of cool. So I had to have a slide about that. So yeah, like, yes. We saw a horrible first half. Horrible. Absolutely horrible from Iowa State. And a great first half for Princeton. And then they flipped the switch. They ultimately got the job done. And shout out to Iowa State for ultimately getting the dub. Coach Finley is the 17th women's basketball coach at the D1 level to get to 800 wins. But currently, there are only 3 of those coaches that are currently still coaching. So that's why he is the third most among active head coaches. Anyway, let's continue on, guys. I do want to see what you all had to say about these 2 games that happened yesterday, but I do want to give y'all a sneak preview of what to expect today. Now, today we do continue on with our first 4 games. All right, so the first 4 games are not ending just yet. Today we will see Columbia take on Washington. That game is at 7 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN2. We will also see High Point take on William and Mary, okay? That game is happening after that first game at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So 7 p.m. Eastern time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, those two games will happen.